Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having an adult beverage, and tonight I'll be discussing Sky Full of Elephants by Cebo Campbell. I did get this from my local library, and of course I'm giving my honest opinion. Here are the highlights. And there were no listed content warnings, and I gave this 5 stars. I'm really excited to talk about it, but first, what's this book about? So this book is about Charlie, and the man he is today is not who he was a year ago. A year ago, he was sitting in prison for a crime he didn't commit when the event happened, when all the white people in America walked into the nearest body of water and drowned. Now, a year later, he is a professor at Howard University teaching about electric and solar power systems when he gets a call from his daughter, who he has never met and only found out about when he was in prison. She is 19 and the last remaining member of her family, as her mother, stepfather, and brothers were all white. Desperate for help after hiding away for the last year after witnessing her family go through the event, she turns to the one man that she has always hated and resented, her father. Curious about the daughter that he has never met, he journeys to Wisconsin to help her. When they finally meet, neither is what the other one expects, but Sydney demands that he brings her to Alabama as she believes she has some family that survived the event. With no other options, they journey through a true post-racial America to the kingdom of Alabama, and what they find there will have them questioning everything they know about themselves, their world, and their place in it. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this 5 stars. Now, this is a book that's really going to make you sit and think, and it's going to make you uncomfortable, especially if you're white. And what I have to say is good, because while we are not responsible for the actions of our ancestors, we are responsible for our complacency on the daily injustices that we see and do nothing about, other than saying that's not right, if we even get that, because real change is hard and uncomfortable. Complacency does nothing. Discomfort brings about change. So be uncomfortable, sit with it, learn from it, and do something about it. Now, I think one of the hardest things for me with this book, especially as a mother, was Sydney, a biracial daughter who's being raised by a white family in a white community, and we see how she is being affected by the outright racism and microaggressions that are being spewed not just around her, but towards her. And we see this real self-hatred and anger, not just for herself, but also other Black people. One, because that is what she knows, and two, she is so desperate for the love and acceptance of her family that this is what she thinks is proper. We see an early example of this self-hatred due to the microaggressions, with her talking about her stepfather, saying straight hair is elegant. All she wants to be is elegant. But a year later, in isolation, her hair has not been properly cared for. And we can assume that's because her mother, and as an extension of her, never truly learned how to care for her hair, because they refused to see her as a biracial daughter and see her Blackness. And that was just so angry. It just angered me so much and was so heartbreaking at the same time. Now, I can't say Sydney's mother is an outright racist, but I can tell you she's not anti-racist enough to rise above her discomfort or face her family's judgment, even with a man's life on the line, when he nearly died, not just because of her family's actions, but the cops, and instead just ended up shot and in jail. If she could not handle the realities of dating a Black man, she should have left him alone. But to continue on and not see her daughter's own Blackness and not to fight for it and tell her that she is loved and beautiful just made me so angry, because that woman left scars, intentionally or unintentionally, on Sydney's soul. And I just wanted to give her a hug, tell her that she is enough, that she is strong, that she is beautiful and loved, and that to celebrate all sides of her, because that is what a mother is supposed to do. And it just hurt my heart so much. Now, the story as a whole is going to touch on matters ranging from systematic racism, capitalism, self-identity, and generational trauma that is literally soaked into the ground that we walk on. It's in the air that we breathe, and makes you wonder if we will ever truly get to a place where everyone is loved and accepted for who they are. But that's not going to happen until we take the figurative boot off a whole race of people to uphold the misconception of white superiority. And this book just makes me wish I was back in college just so I could write a research paper. So I really did enjoy this book. I do recommend it, and I hope everyone gives it a try, and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.